Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 6 of What If Naruto's Soul Was Taken by the Shinigami. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, go ahead and check out the brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Banished to the Forbidden Land over on Anime King 2. If you're new and this is the first time hearing my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. Yes, family guys. Because I indeed have 3 channels, Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, which I post What If on every single night. Yes, you have not mistaken, every single night for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And yeah guys, links will be down in the description for you guys to go ahead and check out the other series and the other channels. Turn on the bell notification to see you exactly when I post. So yeah, without further ado, what is to begin this new episode? Start the intro. So the last spot we left off, as Inoichi was in Minato's office as he spoke to the man. As he gave the report, it has been a month since Naruto and his little psych missions with him being his therapist and all. And he can say with 100% certainty that Naruto was completely sane. He was alright, as Minato was happy to hear this, as he could tell that Naruto was losing it, being stuck and unable to take missions. As he told him it before, Shinobi, well, being a shinobi was in his blood, and being unable to take missions were really tearing away at him, but now he can finally take missions. But one person was going to like this too, and that was Kakashi, who was having the time of his life, relaxing, as Naruto has taken over his team, basically becoming their new sensei because he had a lot to teach them. And yeah, he liked teaching the younger ones. As he starts Sasuke off on his lightning manipulation, and his fire manipulation as well, Mito on her wind manipulation, and he was working on helping Sakura to strengthen and also expand her chakra reserves, while Kakashi was relaxing under a tree, as he was reading his favorite book in the world, as Naruto had already read through it. It has been a month, so he didn't know why Kakashi kept on reading it over and over again. Yes, it was a good read, but it was mostly filled with porn. No plot, mostly. Just hot springs, bathtubs, and all that. As Naruto was called to the office, finally, he was given the A-OK from Inoichi. He was starting to lose his mind, as Minato spoke to him about taking a mission. As he watches Naruto's mind work and calculated when he spoke about Kiri, the Hidden Stone was playing it smart, being quiet for the time being. Kuma on the other hand was helping Kiri. They were helping Mizukage fight against the rebels, but now they backed out. They were playing a smart move. They wanted to wait until Kiri was weak and then they would intervene and take the scraps. And if Kuma was able to gain another village like that under their complete control, well, that wouldn't be good at all. So Konoha had to interfere. As Naruto wanted this mission, even though he just got back on record, he wanted this high-class mission. As Naruto was suited for it though, Minato already spoke to his council about this mission, and they had to send some people there to help and show the rest of the nation that Konoha supported Kiri in this time by helping the rebels, because Yagura would definitely not take any help from them. As Naruto knew the man, he also knew someone else there, a few people actually. So with that, he was given the mission, as Kushina was worried. But Naruto told her that he would be fine. It was not the first time he was taking a mission. But seeing that she just got him back, she didn't want to lose him again. But she had to remember who she was talking to. As Naruto and Minato had fought, Sakura and the others could not even see the battle because they were moving so fast, Minato and Naruto ended while it was getting good. But Minato just wanted to see that Naruto was still where he was supposed to be. So with that, they made their way. As Naruto got his team, a team that consists of the healer Shizune, a strategist as well, Kakashi, and Naruto, the overall shinobi. As they just need a small team at the moment, they would not alert the Mizukage forces, and there was a lot of people there that need assistance medical wise, as Shizune was the second greatest medical ninja in the world. So with that, the group made their way. Making their way towards Kira, they had some small talks. As Naruto met up with Ayo, seeing him, Naruto was surprised, but given the man record, he believed that the man would be on the loyalist side, but no, he was with the rebels. As Naruto was not sure who was the leader, so they made their way. Arriving toward the sea, Naruto saw a familiar set of hair. As Kakashi asked if he knew the person spoke, of course he knew her. As she turned, it was none other than Mei Terumi. As Naruto was surprised of all the people. Why? Just why did it have to be her? So yeah guys, that's basically that's what I thought. You guys can switch across, so please check over yourself. Remember to go ahead and check out a brand new episode of What If Naruto Was Banished to the Forbidden Lands over in Anime King 2. And enjoy that guys, and yeah, without further ado, what do you say? We begin this right now. Naruto sat down with a sigh as Kakashi sat on the bench beside him. Let me guess. You slept with her. What gave it away, said Naruto. Knowing you and your reputation, I'm not surprised at Kakashi. But the thing is, how did you do that? I mean, weren't we in a war? And Konoha isn't exactly allied to Kiri. As they just finished having a meeting with Mei Terumi, the woman kept on making some comments, some snarky ones about Naruto. As Naruto played it cool, like he usually did, but Kakashi knew that something was off. But the thing he couldn't understand was, how did Naruto manage to sleep with her while they were currently in a war? That didn't make much sense to him. Kiri and Konoha was never allies, so yeah, that didn't make any sense. And Kiri, while not participating, they threatened any ninja to come on their lands would be executed from any other nation at the time because it was bad. I guess I'm just that good, said Naruto. That good, said Kakashi. Explain this to me. You snuck into a heavily fortified village to go and meet a girl while you were participating in a war, knowing that you could be captured in said village and killed, especially given who you are. They wouldn't kill you though, they would take you and use you as a ransom or probably a test subject without telling the entire world, given there is many secrets in your body. You know that I think about and you say it out loud. That was a really stupid thing for me to do. You think? Said Kakashi. What can I say? Said Naruto. I was able to sneak around with her because we're able to send message back from each other, and while we got away from both villages, while the war was calming in some areas, and spent some time together. So what happened, said Kakashi, as Naruto scratched the back of his head. Well, don't tell me. You left without saying anything. What gave you that impression, said Naruto. Kakashi gave him a blank look as that one eye gave out so much emotion. You know, said Naruto, that one eye of yours, it's like a complete copy of your face. I can imagine the look that you're giving me right now. You know, said Kakashi, you're the only other person to see under my mask. As Kakashi remembered that day quite well, Naruto was rather upset that he didn't know what Kakashi looked like. The guy actually bayed, with something over his face to hide his identity, and Naruto started to get a bit concerned. Was it that bad? Well, Naruto had his ways, and he managed to see under that mask. Kakashi shook his head as he got back to the topic. So as I was saying, what exactly did you do? Why do you think I did something? Naruto, there were girls in Konoha that were fighting over you. It became so bad that brawls broke out in the street every now and then. Because you were dating multiple at the time, and you did not tell them until they actually found out that they were seeing the same guy. So, knowing you and your reputation, I'm not surprised that if you slept with this woman and just left. And that was a really bad thing to do. I didn't exactly leave, said Naruto. Then what did you do, said Kakashi. Alright, it's like this, said Naruto. We saw each other a few times here and there, but the war started to get thick. So I returned back to the battlefield. And let me guess, you didn't say anything back to her. I thought you would understand, said Naruto. I mean, it was wartime. Yet you still had time to write and sleep with her. Isn't that right, said Kakashi? You know, said Naruto, you're making me seem like a real bad guy here. Because in this situation you are the bad guy. Yeah, suppose you're right, said Naruto. But I'm a new man now, I've changed. How so? Being dead for years can really change someone, said Naruto. I don't believe you, said Kakashi. Believe what you want, said Naruto as he stretched on the chair. I'm a changed guy, as he placed both hands behind his head. As two girls from the rebel base walked in front of them. As Naruto flashed them a smile, the girls passing blushed slightly as he kept on walking. As Kakashi cleared his throat. I'm just being kind, said Naruto. What's wrong with smiling, you know? Smiling, brighten a person's day. You should do it more often. Start by removing that mask of yours. I'm sure a lot of people would love to see what is underneath. Should I tell everyone, said Naruto. Alright fine, I'll drop it, said Kakashi. Better, said Naruto as he folded his arms. A man then walked up to the group. Uzumaki-san, he said. Mitrum would like to see you. As Naruto sighed. Tell her I'll be right there, he said. As he glanced towards Kakashi. As Kakashi was already in his book. As Naruto got to his feet, knowing that this was coming, before he made his way. As Naruto arrived towards her tent, as the man opened the flap as he entered. The chair was turned, so he could not see her, but he saw her here. You called for me, said Naruto, as he stood behind the decks. She said nothing for a while, before the chair spun around as she threw a kunai towards him. As Naruto caught it, before it could hit him in the face. It seems your skills are still on point, she said. And if they weren't, said Naruto, would you have killed me? Well, if they weren't, there would be no use for you, she said. Wow, said Naruto, that's a low blow. And leaving me, without even a simple explanation. Sending your summons to tell me what is going on is a worse low blow, she said to him. I guess you're right, said Naruto. I was actually hoping that you would come and call for me. Oh, and why is that, she asks. I want to apologize. I know what I did was super wrong back then, and I'm really sorry. It was my fault. I messed up big time in leaving you alone and never even sending anything, at least to let you know that I wouldn't be coming back. Yes, a letter, something to show that you were gone, would have been appreciated. So you're not angry anymore, said Naruto. I was really angry. But 12 years through a civil war can really change your mind on someone, you know? Not to mention, said person being dead. I mean, I knew why you went back. Yeah, you were a real asshole for not saying anything, but I knew why you went back. After all, it was your duty. And then again, you were dead. And gone, 12 years. And those 12 years has been hellish. Although, now that you're back, I'm wondering what's the best way for me to cause you enough pain so that you won't be unable to join in the war. But just to make you suffer, she said to him. Her tone was sweet, as Naruto knew whenever she spoke so sweetly, it was never good to be around her. As he backed up a bit. After all, at first they didn't get along so well, with her shooting lava balls at him and nearly melting him. Took a while for them to learn to trust each other, for them to actually become friends, and then more than that. Well then, said Naruto, it's a good thing that I'm actually here to help. You know that any form of punishment or harm to me might slow me down in battle. So, yeah, that's something. I suppose you're right, she said. Now, you did not tell me how you were back to life. How is this possible? As Naruto narrowed his gaze, before he folded his arms. I don't know if I can trust you, he said. After all, you were plotting to hurt me a moment ago. She got up from her chair. As she made her way towards him, she stopped right in front of him. As she unfolded her arms as she wrapped them around him, and looked into his eyes, and leaned up towards his ear. "Oh, Naruto-kun," she said, "I could hurt you if I want, like right now. I can melt off your face." "You know, that's not soothing or sexy at all," said Naruto. "It's actually terrifying." "Well, who says I wasn't trying to be terrifying?" As she pulled back away from him, but Naruto didn't let her go as his arms were still wrapped around her waist. "Oh, this is not 12 years ago," she said. "Release me." "And what are you gonna do if I don't? Melt me?" She chuckled a bit. "Don't give me ideas," she said to him. But Naruto still did not release her. "I've missed you, you know." "You have you?" "Of course," said Naruto. "I missed you, of course. I missed everything about you. The way your eyebrows crinkle when you're embarrassed. The way your nose twitch when you're flattered. The way you snort a bit when you're extra happy and laughing." As she glared at him for saying that, "I told you never to say that again. I've cut that out of my laughing. Oh, come on, you can't completely change your laughing." As she chuckled a bit, "I don't know what you're talking about." "Well, I liked it." "And why?" "It just made me look unattractive," she said. "Well, you might think so," said Naruto, "but you're still one of the most beautiful women I ever seen." As he looked at her, "And the age have done you quite well," said Naruto. "I presume that you're not with anyone right now." "And what made you think that?" she said. "Well, not most people can stand up to your stature, your power, your authority, everything about you." "Well, I suppose you're right there," she said. As Naruto leaned forward, "I really missed you, mate," he said. As she slapped him across the face. "It's not gonna be that easy, mister," she told him. As Naruto rubbed his jaw as she stepped away, turning her face so he would not see her face, turning red with a blush. She cleared her throat. "Now, would you mind explaining how that you're back?" "Well, that's simple," said Naruto. "Seals." "Seals?" "Yes. I was able to perform a seal on myself before I died. And it took 12 years for that seal to activate," she said. "Well, until Orochimaru revived me using the Edo Tensei to destroy the leaf. I presume that you heard about the little invasion on the leaf." "Yes, I did." "So that is how you're back. So if Orochimaru never revived you, you wouldn't be standing here." "Why don't you tell someone what you were doing?" she asked. "So that he would revive you with the Edo Tensei as soon as you had died, a few days afterwards." "Well, the thing is, I didn't know if the seal would work, so I didn't have much hope. So you went into this, recklessly, without a plan." "Kind of," said Naruto. As she shook her head. "I know I should expect better from you by this point, but I really don't. That is something that you would definitely do." "Well, it worked, didn't it?" 12 years late," she said. "But no, I'm back," said Naruto. "And I just want to get back into things. And return back to the way life was. 12 years is a long time, Naruto." "I know," said Naruto. "But I'm trying to catch up. I hope you can give me some time to do that for you as well." "We'll see about that," she told him. "So then," said Naruto, "is everything set for tomorrow?" "Yes. You better get all the rest that you can tonight, because I want this end by tomorrow. We never had the force that you have to overrun Yagura and go straight towards him. But with you here, we can. And not to mention with you, being an Uzumaki as well, able to seal away that Biju of his. It's a good thing that you're here. I want this over with." "Can I confide in you?" she said. "Of course you can," said Naruto. "You've been gone for so long," she told him. "I also miss you as a friend, you know." "I miss you too, Mei," said Naruto. "I'm tired, Naruto," she told him. "Tired of this war. I want my country to return back to what it was. I want my people to stop being hunted." Naruto stepped forward as he placed his hands on the decks. As he looked directly in her eyes. "Believe me when I say this, Mei. This all ends tomorrow." "I'll believe you," she said. As she gave him a smile. Time skip. At Konoha. The next day, it was early in the morning. Kushina made her way towards Mito's room. She was not there. She went towards Sasuke's room. He was not there either. She looked towards the clock. It was 7 a.m. As she had made breakfast, but none of them were there. As she spread her senses, she felt two trucker signatures out in the field as she made her way. There was a training yard in the back of their compound. As she saw the two kids, they were already working on a leaf exercise. They had made it their goal to surpass what Naruto gave them, as they would not let him come back and saw that they were at the same place, as they were already working hard. Kushina smiled. He's only been back for a month or so, and he's already inspiring so much people, as she watched them work. Meanwhile, at the office with Minato, Jiraiya was reporting back. "Are you serious?" said Minato. As Jiraiya nodded, "They've been spotted in a land of fire." Jiraiya just brought news to Minato. Itachi Uchiha and famous missing nin Kisame of Kiri has been spotted. Seems my informants were right. The both of them are part of the organization known as the Akatsuki. Black Cloaks. Red Clouds. My informants have lost sight of them, but it is quite troubling that they're here. Minato clenched his fists. "Do you think they're here for Mito?" he said. As the group was hunting down tail beasts for what, they did not know. "I'm not sure. But I was too late when I got there, they were already gone. I will send out a patrol team at the border to see if they can pick up on anything. When Itachi's found, I want him here back alive, to answer for his crimes." Minato still did not know why Itachi decided to slaughter his whole clan, leaving his brother alone. None of them knew. But he wanted answers, and not to mention, he wanted to stop this group that was after his daughter because they wanted to be inside of her, and if that was to happen, well, she would die. Although Naruto did tell them that he would be making contact with the Biju inside of her when he returned. The Biju that now resided in him, the other half, was friends with Naruto, so perhaps they can come to an arrangement so Mito could actually use the Fox power in case she was in trouble, to protect herself from these goons that were coming after her. Anything that helped, it was necessary. Meanwhile, at Kiri, at the Mizukage's tower, Yagura. Yagura was a short man. In fact, he looked like a kid, but he was anything but a kid. He had grey hair. He had purple eyes, with a scar running down his left cheek from his eye down. He was wearing a green scarf around his neck, mesh armor underneath, with a silver grey battle suit with a Kiri symbol right on his stomach area. He was wearing a greyish pants as well, with sandals. Beside his chair there was a hook staff with a flower on it. As the man was resting in his chair, these rebels were getting out of hand. More and more they have been striking his forces. At first, he did not see them as a threat because they were small, weak, unable to challenge him. But they have gotten stronger. Stronger than he could imagine. And now they think they could oppose him, overthrow him. Well, he would show them. He would show them all. He had his forces trying to find out where they were exactly located. And once he did, he was gonna wipe them away. Erase every single one of them. And end this once and for all. Erase all bloodlines. He had to get rid of them. They were gonna turn against him. They were gonna come after him. But now he would erase every single one of them. Someone came in his office as it was an envoy. "My lord," the man said. "They're here." "What?" "They're at the walls waiting to strike." Yagura looked towards the man in surprise. How foolish could they be, coming directly towards him? He has been hunting them this entire time. The only reason why they were still alive was because they managed to hid away from him. But now they come to him. They must have gotten desperate. They must want him to end their life. He got her from his chair. He was gonna end this himself once and for all. He couldn't trust anyone else to do this. When you want something done right, do it yourself after all. With that, he made his way towards the front lines, with his forces behind him. When Yagura finally arrived towards the wall, he saw them. As he saw them all gathered, less than he expected, he sent out his forces to check the other areas so they would not sneak into the village, as he would not fall for a trap. And he made his way towards the front lines, where his ninjas were. He would not have them destroy his village, or sully his village any more than they had. He would end this by wiping them all away. As he hopped up to the wall and stood on it, looking down at them, the mist clear, so that he could see them standing there. He shook his head. "Is this it?" he said, as he watched that woman step forward. He had met her on the battlefield, as she and her party tried to assassinate him. But if they thought they could take him down that easily, they were sadly mistaken. "Have you finally decided to give up your life?" he said to her, as May looked up at him. "No. I thought I would just take a different approach, by attacking me directly. It seems like you have just gotten more stupider with time. But it is a good thing that you did though. I am tired of this nonsense once and for all. Let us end this, Mate Terumi. Once I kill you, it will break the rest of your supporters." As May chuckled a bit. "You're wrong," she said. "Unlike me, your people are just following you because you're still alive, and they fear you, knowing what will come to them if they ever disobey you. But my forces will never stop, because we all know what you're doing is wrong, and they will never stop fighting you until you are defeated once and for all. And you think this can defeat me? You think you can come and defeat me with this? With them? I thought you have learned your lesson from a long time ago, but it seems you have not. You escaped the last 2 times when you tried to take me on, but a 3rd time you will not. Today marks your grave, Mate Terumi," he said. As May smiled, "Well then," she said, "it's a good thing. I have backup." Now, a few of our ninjas threw kunais with explosive tags right towards the walls, but Yagura leaped off it as he came down with his hook staff to slam her skull right in. But the explosive stopped his forces for just a split of a second, but Yagura did not care. Once he ended her life, he would decimate the rest of them. But he was surprised when his hook staff was stopped by a blade. "Sorry, but your fight is with me, not with her." As Yagura felt his wrist grabbed by the individual, the next thing he knew, blue lightning surrounded the both of them as they were gone. Meanwhile, the rest of the loyalists jumped down off the wall when electricity struck from the kunai behind them that was embedded in the ground, as they were stuck in a box. One kunai to the side, another one over to the side. Electricity electrocuted them as they fell unconscious. As May had gave them the order not to kill them, they were just misguided, and once Yagura was done, she would re-educate them that their goal, their orders were to protect Kira and the Misakagi. And she would end this once and for all. After all, they were still ninjas of Kira, so killing as less as possible is the best order here. And Kakashi had taken out quite a few this lightning attack. Over toward the side, a few yards back, there was Shizune and a few medics that were on the rebellion side, ready to bring in anyone that was injured, as she was a head medic here as the others were ready as well. As Kakashi came out of the ground, his hand covered in lightning, as he glanced over to the area where Naruto has gone. "It is up to you now," he thought to himself. As a few ninjas leaped down towards him, he blocked the strike with a kunai as he engaged. Meanwhile, Yagura slammed his skull into Naruto's, throwing Naruto back away from him, as Naruto skittered a bit on the ground before he came to a stop. Yagura frowned in anger. "How dare you put your hands on..." As he paused. "You. I had heard that you were alive, but to come here, of all places after just returning, and to attack me. Are you so eager to return back to the land of dead?" "Yagura," said Naruto. As he walked, Yagura kept a trained eye on Naruto as he gripped his hook staff. "I'm confused. The last time we spoke to each other, it was not on friendly terms, but I saw that you were an honorable man. A man that just wanted to protect his village. And now you're trying to slaughter your own ninjas. They are not ninjas, they are monsters. They all deserve to die. As Naruto tilted his head to the side. You mean your forces? Yes, they all deserve to fall. All of those bloodline users. They're out for me and everyone else. I'm doing the right thing by putting them down, and you come here to face me will just delay the inevitable, but it shall not be stopped. They will all fall, one way or another. Is something wrong with him? Said Naruto, as he spoke to Kurama in his mind. Seems he's lost it over the past few years. You said to yourself anyone can change. What about the three tails inside of him? Are you able to make contact with the beasts? May told me that Yagra seemed off every time they fought. And I can see it clearly right now, said Naruto. It's like he's not all there. Kurama went quiet. Before he spoke, there's something blocking me. I can extend my power to gain contact with Aisabu, but something is blocking me from making connection. A genjutsu. There's a mental block placed by a genjutsu there. You're telling me Aisabu is being controlled? This genjutsu, said Kurama. I felt something like this before. Would you elaborate? Said Naruto. That night. That man that I told you about. You mean the masked fellow? Said Naruto. Yes. This seems similar to his control that he placed over me. So you're telling me that all this time, he's been controlled by this man. But why would you order him to slaughter all the ninjas? With bloodlines, it doesn't make any sense. I do not know. But it seems he won't give you time to find out. As Naruto leaped as a massive stream of water ripped the ground, the water was precise as it teared through the earth like paper. As Naruto landed back on his feet. Why are you running? I thought you were supposed to be an elite ninja of Konoha. Face me, said Yagra. Let me send you back to whence you came. Yagra, you're not yourself, said Naruto. You must have realized that. Your actions are being controlled. Control? Huh. Do you take me for a fool, said Yagra. I've never felt myself in my life so much before. Killing those pathetic bloodline users. Who is the real problem here? That is my main mission, my goal. And you. And no one else will stop me, he said, as he went through a series of hand signs. Water style. Collapsing waterfall. He slammed his hand on the earth as the ground rumbled. As Naruto looked down as a high pressure blast erupted from the earth. It shot straight up in the sky and came back down with so much pressure, the ground exploded outwards. Huh. Elite ninja. Pathetic, said Yagra, as he turned his head back towards where the others were. His senses kicked in at the right moment as he blocked Naruto's blade. Blade and hook staff connected as they scraped against one another. You survived that, said Yagra. Well, I'm not surprised. But you should have just stayed down, because next time, I'll make sure that you don't get back up. As Yagra twisted his staff and sent it towards Naruto's head as Naruto ducked. Bringing up his leg, Yagra bring the staff back down as they connected. Yagra smirked as he shot his other hand forward towards Naruto's torso. Naruto twisted his body and drive the blade down as Yagra pulled his hand back as Naruto's blade stabbed in the earth. Seeing his open opportunity, Yagra swing his hook staff as he was about to use to grab Naruto's throat. But Naruto flipped over as he tear his blade out of the ground and brought it up. Yagra stepped back just in time, but the blade ripped right through his armor that was on his chest, cutting his head back in half. He stepped back as he looked towards the blade that was now enhanced with wind chakra, only for Naruto to throw it. Yagra tilted his head as the blade passed him as he stuck into the ground, but Naruto was not done as he went through hand sign. Wind style release, he said. Hearing that, Yagra turned his eyes towards the blade, as it seemed like it was filled with wind inside, and the blade was a conductor of that. He had to leap away as the attack smashed into the area, decimating it, only for a brutal kick to slam in his back, knocking him straight out of mid-air. Yagra flipped as he crashed on his feet, cracking the ground underneath him. He went through another series of hand signs, Wind style, wind bullets! Shooting out high compressed water bullets, they dug through the area, only for Naruto to flip and turn past all of them as he moved forward as a Rasengan formed his hand as he leaped. Yagura held out his hook staff, water style. Reversing mirror, he says he pulled down the hook staff. A copy of Naruto came out of the mirror with a Rasengan as it drive it forward. As Naruto vanished, as the Rasengan and the copy dissipated, Yagura looked up as he saw the real Naruto coming down towards him with a Rasengan. He jumped out of the way as the Rasengan hit the ground, as smoke and dust filled the entire area. Yagura looked around as he could not sense anyone in that smoke. A diversion. As he looked up, he looked around, only for a chain to break from the earth as he flipped back. He slammed his hand down as a waterfall erupted from the earth, stopping the chain in their tracks. As he felt something behind him as he turned, BAM! As Naruto's fist connected with his face. He staggered back as Naruto's fist connected with his chest. Yagura stepped back as Naruto assaulted him. As he kept on being blown back before Naruto slammed a high pressure kick right into his nose, cracking it. His body was sent sailing as he crashed on the ground. Yagura cursed as he spat up blood, as he tried to move, but he could barely move. "What did you do to me?" he said. "I've trained with a few Hyugas in my time. I know where the points are in every human body," said Naruto, as he made his way forward. As Naruto's fingertips started to glow. "Now let's see what is going on that head of yours." Yagura frowned. "Like hell you will," he said. Over back toward the scene, Kakashi turned his head when he felt it. A malicious amount of chakra. The loyalists all felt it as well. Naruto said me. She knew that he had his chakra chains, but still, fighting a Jinchuriki was nothing ordinary. But she had full faith in him to end this, and once he did, and come back with Yagura's body, this would be over. It was just the push that they need to make the loyalists surrender, realize that they had no more leader. And those who were smart enough will surrender, but those who did not, some of them will have to be taken down. Meanwhile, back over toward the scene. "Seems like he's getting angry," said Kurama, as Naruto looked down towards a miniature, three-tailed beast. It was cloaked in red chakra. As it opened its mouth and fired a high compressed ball of water towards Naruto, Naruto dodged it. It was so fast. It ripped apart the ground. As Naruto turned back, the beast was in front of him. Its claw extended to shred him into pieces. As Naruto's hand became covered in a red layer of chakra as he blocked it. The beast seemed surprised as he quirked the eyebrow. As Naruto's feet became covered in a layer of chakra as well, before he smashed it in the face of the beast, kicking it back. The thing slammed its hand into the ground, and coral came over the ground. As it tried to encase Naruto, Naruto went through a series of hand signs before slamming his hand down. Electricity pulsed from his fingers and shredded the entire area. Having enough, Yagura exploded with more power as he became humongous. The roar of the three-tailed turtle alerted everyone as it was now out. "Finally," said Naruto. "Can you contact it now?" he asked Kurama. "No. As I suspected, he's definitely being controlled by a Sharingan Genjutsu. His mind is empty and clouded. You will have to remove the Genjutsu. And I have to get close enough to touch him, right?" said Naruto. "Exactly. So hurry up," said Kurama, "before things get worse than necessary." As Naruto took in a breath, he actually held his breath for a few seconds. As the three-tail shot his three tails towards Naruto as they started to carve up the earth. When Naruto released his breath, he was gone. As he was now in mid-air, his eyes had changed. His once deep blue eyes were now golden, with a slit that looked like a dragon or a reptile. There were markings running down his face, triangles under his eyes, and two of them golden that went up into his hairline, showing his activation of Sage Mode. As Naruto stood above the shell of the turtle, Naruto stopped in mid-air as everything seemed to freeze. Electricity coursed his body. As he then twists, the whole atmosphere seemed to twist. The ground under the three-tail broke, as a tornado was created from pure electricity. Sage Art! Kamikaze drop, said Naruto, as he dropped like a bomb. Boom! The three-tailed turtle slammed into the ground, with extra force cratering it, as the place shook violently. Its three tails came over and started to release water from the tips, but Naruto rushed towards the head with unprecedented speed. Before he flipped over, as both of his hands became covered in chakra as he slammed it on the skull of the thing. Chains erupted from his back and grabbed onto the tails, stopping them from moving as the thing tried to thrash around. Chains erupted from his sides and grabbed around the three tails, stopping it from moving even more. As Naruto closed his eyes. When Naruto opened his eyes, he was currently in a white, empty space. Naruto looked behind to see Kurama. There it is. As he looked forward to see the three tails, it was in a strange cube. Yagra was asleep on top of his head. The cube was red. As Naruto slammed both hands together, before a golden cloak surrounded him, he didn't move as he broke right through the cube. Back in the real world, Yagra slowly stopped struggling while the three-tailed did. As Naruto made contact with it on the inside, the beast stopped as some recollection came in its eyes. As Naruto jumped off its head, standing still. It stopped moving around as it just looked from left to side before its focus landed on Naruto. The beast then stepped back as his body turned into red chakra and started to slowly dissipate. And in the crater was none other than Yagra himself. The man was looking at his hands as he touched his face. What have I done? What have I done? He gripped his head and screamed ferociously as he dropped toward his knees, tears pouring from his eyes as he couldn't believe it. As the man started to cry, as Naruto made his way over to him, Yagra saw him and paused. I remember you. It's broken, said Naruto. It wasn't you, said Naruto. Someone was controlling you. I know, said Yagra. For years now, I've been controlled by that man. Who? Said Naruto. I don't know. He was wearing a strange mask, orange with black markings on it. I remember the night it happened. He came in my quarters. He just appeared out of nowhere. We spoke and then, that was it. I felt my mind being invaded. Ice abuse as well. And now, I'm here. I was there. I saw all the evil act I did. I knew it was wrong, but yet my mind told me I had to do it. I killed so much people. I killed my own people. I waged a war against the innocents. I slaughtered families. I massacred so much. He dropped his hands to his side, tears coming from his eyes. I destroyed my village. As Naruto stepped forward, this wasn't you, this man. He took control of you. He used you. This isn't all on you. I know, but still, I'm the one that committed those deeds. I'm the one that gave the order. I'm the one that bloody killed my people, my friends, just because they possess a bloodline. As Yagra heard that explosion as he turned his head, and it's still going on after so long, he looked towards Naruto's blade. He picked himself up as he made his way over towards it. Before it turned as he handed Naruto his blade, as Naruto took it, he then dropped towards his knees. My life ending will end all of this. If my people were to find out that I was being controlled, if I was not the one in charge of my actions, especially the ones that were sided with me, things will go into mayhem and chaos. That I'd lead them to kill so much innocent people. I have to go down as a villain here. As much as it might taint my reputation and my history of who I really was, it does not matter to save my people. I will give whatever I have to. Please. I'm begging you. Naruto Uzumaki. Take my life. And stop this endless chaos. As Naruto looked down toward his stomach. What about the ice bead, he said. It will take years to reform. By then, it will be long gone from this place. And finally, allowed to rest. It was a victim just like I was. Please, keep this away from my people. Make it be known that I was a heartless monster that killed my people because I did it for myself. Allow me to go down as a monster through history. I deserve nothing better for what I allowed myself to commit under that man's influence. Time skip. There was a massive explosion that stopped, all fighting as electricity coursed in the sky. Everyone felt their hair sizzle as they felt the tingling in the ear. Enough! The loud voice of Naruto said as he stood on a large rock platform. As he had someone over his shoulder, he lifted the person up to show that he was none other than Yagura, and the man was dead. There was blood over his chest plate. Yagura is dead. Loyalists, you are fighting for no one anymore but yourself. Do you really want this to continue? To fight against your fellow Kira ninjas? Just because they possess bloodline, do you really want to continue the endless slaughter of your people? To follow a man that is now dead and buried? Choose. Because I was the one that take him down while he was transformed. I am sure that many of you are aware of me. If you're not, I'm Naruto Uzumaki. And I will give you this chance only once. Set down your weapons and stop this countless slaughtering. Or I slaughter you all, said Naruto, his voice carrying a demanding tone. The people all looked hesitant as they looked towards Yagura's body that was actually dead. Their leader was gone. Who were they fighting for anymore? They had no Mizukage. And not to mention we're gonna face a man that was said to be the elite of elite shinobis. That was said to even surpass the fourth Hokage in his time, as many had heard about his revival. But no, he was actually here. Weapons started to drop like crazy, as people started to drop to their knees. Anvus, ninjas, all of them, dropping their weapons. Mei breathed a sigh of relief as she saw that it was finally over. But when she glanced towards Naruto, all she saw on his face was nothing but pure sadness. Time skip. As Mei made her way on top of the hill, where Naruto stood, as he was looking towards the rushing water. You know, some of my people aren't exactly happy with you right now. They told me what you did. After Ayo and the others examined it. And you were right. There is no trace of the Bijo left inside of him, nor the chakra. But you took the body by force. Said that he was here killed. So you have the right to get rid of it. And that I did, said Naruto. So you went through all that hassle just to burn his body? Yes, said Naruto. Mei sighed. Why? As I said, he was my kill, said Naruto. So I destroyed his body. You know that doesn't really make any sense, right? But I feel like there's something you're not telling me. But knowing you, I will literally have to go to war with you to get that information. Am I right? Does Ayo and the others have a problem, said Naruto. Well, considering that Yagura's body contained nothing, and Ayo couldn't find any reason why the man was attacking us, even though he believed, well, we all believe that he was being controlled somehow. There was none. You didn't see any signs of him being controlled, she asked. No, said Naruto. Fine. I sorted things out. I told them that it's a tradition of yours. They're upset, but they'll get over it. She placed her hand on his shoulder. Hey, how about we get that drink, she said. So we can finally catch up. without the threat of looming war over her head. As he turned towards her with a smile, she smiled back, missing a smile on his face. "I would like that," he said. Flashback. The rain was pouring when Naruto took the body, as he brought it to a secret location on one of the ruined islands of Kiri. As Naruto was curled on his knees, the hook staff that Yagura possessed was buried in the ground along with the man's body. As Naruto was furious, the man did not deserve this. He was a good leader who loved his people, but he was used to commit so much horrible things, to kill so much people. For what? For some sick twisted game by that masked man? He was the entire reason why he had died and missed 12 years. As Naruto clenched his fist tight, before he took several breaths, "I promise you, Yagura. You're not the only one though. I will find this masked man, whoever he is, and I will make sure that he suffers." The lightning crashed behind Naruto as he said those words, as he slowly picked himself up, looking up towards the heavens, as he made his way back towards the village. In the flashback, on said mountain top, a swirling vortex appeared, as the masked man stood there. He was furious. Despite not showing it on his face, he clenched his fist tight. He was pissed off. "Naruto Uzumaki, the limitless," he said. "You will be a threat to my plans. That is why you shall be taken care of," he said. "I'll send you back to wherever you were, and this time, you won't be coming back." As he disappeared in a swirling vortex. But guys, be and subscribe right here. If you want to see next person, do like, subscribe, comment down below, turn on that little notification, stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends in social media platform. And also guys, stay in tune for the rest of what is coming your way over on Anime King. Yes, I do have 3 channels: Anime King, Anime King 2, and Anime King 3. I already posted an episode over Anime King 2 of What If Naruto was banished to the Forbidden Land. So go ahead, check out that and enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that subscribe button and become part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support, and yeah, without further ado, I'm off now, see you guys soon. Peace.